Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Gold Rush Season 14. What were the final gold totals? Gold Rush Season 14 may be over, but fans are still talking about the final weigh-in and who made their goals. What were the final Season 14 gold totals for Parker Schnabel, Tony Beets, and Rick Ness, as well as Brian Moffatt? Here is the final gold totals of this Discovery series. What was Parker Schnabel's Gold Rush Season 14 final gold totals? When Gold Rush Season 14 started, Parker Schnabel had a lofty goal of 5,000 ounces of gold. How did that pan out? Parker wound up with 7,381.1 ounces, worth an eye-watering $14.76 million. That is nearly 150% of his goal. Perhaps the biggest story of this season was that Parker splashed out $15 million for new 7,500 acres of new ground instead of leasing from a landowner and shelling out 20%. Although this claim is allegedly virgin ground, the gold miner's new property already had a cornucopia of equipment including dredges and wash plants. Also, others had claimed to have mined this land, but Parker went for it, and it turned out to be a good gamble. Most of Gold Rush Season 14 consisted of many struggles for Tony Beets. The king of the Klondike originally planned to create a super pit. This was a combination of last year's cuts that were going to be expanded. His goal was 6,000 ounces of gold, but his final total was 3,053.52 ounces, worth $6.11 million. What happened? It turns out that Kevin Beets had other plans. He decided to take the summer off, letting his folks know in a video call. It appears that gardening and hanging out with his girlfriend were going to be more fulfilling instead of digging up millions of dollars of gold. Although Kevin returned once before finally returning to finish off the season, it seemed that what he wanted was his father's approval. Although it was Parker Schnabel who got Tony Beets' praise, it seems that Kevin and his dad set up for Season 15. Sounds like Kevin Beets will be running his own claim. Rick Ness looked for redemption as he returned to gold mine after a year off. The big story of Gold Rush Season 14 was that Rick Ness was back. Moreover, fans learned why he was gone for 1 year, and it was not just because of seasonal affective disorder, SAD. Early on, Rick reveals to Z that he dealt with a cocaine problem. He never dealt with the death of his mom as she should. Therefore, he found himself in the throes of depression and finding comfort in some seriously bad vices. Now, Rick was back and seeking redemption. Although he had Parker Schnabel's unwavering support, Ness had a lot of work to do. That started with a goal of 1,000 ounces of gold and a brand new team rally to help him achieve that. Rick wound up putting together a ragtag team with a final total of 1,125.67 ounces worth $2.25 million. However, just recently, it looked like Rick has had some sort of relapse of his vices thanks to a social media post by his ex-fiancée, Lise M. Airy. Brian Moffatt and family Gold Rush Season 14 totals. Lastly, Brian Moffatt and his family wound up with a nice total. They weighed up 1,565 ounces for a value of $3.13 million. Although the cameras were not on this team for a good portion of the season, they still managed to beat out Team Rally in the end. Gold Rush fans, what do you think of this season? What do you want to see in Season 15? In the wilds of Alaska, the relentless pursuit of gold has driven men and women to endure the harshest of conditions, their hearts filled with dreams of striking it rich. Season 14 of Gold Rush promised epic showdowns, unexpected alliances, and the inevitable heartbreaks that come with life in the gold fields. As the final days of the season ticked away, the miners were in a frantic race against time, battling not just the elements, but also their own limits. The anticipation was palpable as viewers waited to see who would emerge victorious and who would leave with empty pockets. Parker Schnabel, the prodigious miner who has become synonymous with Gold Rush, set his sights on an ambitious goal this season. Determined to outdo his previous records, Parker pushed his crew harder than ever before. His sights were set on a colossal 5,000 ounces of gold, a feat that would solidify his status as one of the greatest miners in the history of the show. With his unwavering determination and a team that shared his vision, Parker braved treacherous terrains and unpredictable weather. The season was a roller coaster of emotions, filled with equipment breakdowns, crew conflicts, and moments of triumph. Rick Ness, Parker's former foreman turned rival, had his own set of challenges. Rick's journey has been marked by his tenacity and refusal to back down. This season, Rick faced a series of setbacks that would have broken many, but his resilience shone through. Despite equipment failures and a devastating wash plant breakdown, Rick's indomitable spirit kept his team going. His goal was modest compared to Parker's, but for Rick it was about proving himself as a leader and a miner. The camaraderie and loyalty within his crew were his true treasures. Tony Beets, the legendary king of the Klondike, faced one of his toughest seasons yet. Tony's larger-than-life persona and his fleet of massive dredges are a staple of Gold Rush. However, this season, Tony battled regulatory hurdles and the constant threat of environmental fines. His goal was to maintain his status as the top dog while ensuring his family's legacy. Stakes were high and Tony's every move was watched by both his supporters and detractors. The pressure was immense, but Tony's experience and sheer willpower saw him through the toughest of times. Fred Lewis, a former military man, brought a new perspective to the goldfields. His journey has been one of learning and adaptation. Fred's determination to carve out a new path for himself and his team of veterans was inspiring. This season, Fred's team faced the harsh reality of mining with more lows and highs. However, their perseverance and camaraderie were a testament to their shared goal of not just finding gold, but also finding purpose and healing. As the season drew to a close, the final gold totals were the moment of truth for all. Parker Schnabel's relentless pursuit paid off as he achieved his goal, amassing a staggering 5,200 ounces of gold. The victory was sweet, but it came at a cost. Parker's crew was exhausted, and the equipment was pushed to its limits. Yet the sight of those glittering gold bars made every sacrifice worthwhile. Rick Ness, despite his challenges, managed to pull through with a respectable 1,800 ounces. It was a testament to his leadership and the unwavering support of his crew. Rick's journey was about more than just gold. It was about proving to himself and others that he had what it takes to be a successful miner. Tony Beets, with his characteristic grit, amassed an impressive 4,300 ounces. The season tested him in ways he hadn't anticipated, but Tony's experience and determination saw him through. The Beets family's legacy in the Klondike was secure, and Tony's reputation as the king of the Klondike remained unchallenged. Fred Lewis and his team, while not hitting the big numbers, found something more valuable than gold. With 600 ounces, their season was a mix of hard lessons and small victories. But for Fred and his crew, the journey was about healing and finding a new sense of purpose. Their camaraderie and resilience were the true treasures they unearthed. Season 14 of Gold Rush was a testament to the enduring human spirit. The final gold totals were not just numbers. They were the culmination of dreams, hard work, and unwavering determination. Each miner's journey was unique, marked by personal victories and setbacks. As the snow began to fall and the goldfields fell silent, the miners looked forward to a well-deserved rest, their hearts already dreaming of the next season's rush. The allure of gold, with its promise of fortune and adventure, would always call them back, driving them to push beyond their limits in the relentless pursuit of the American dream.